Alright, all like the title suggests, today I'm going to help you choose that next pre-built gaming PC. Right now a lot of people are saying to go with a pre-built instead of building your own. That's mainly because of the prices of the GPUs right now. You can get them cheaper if you go through an SI or a pre-built system. In my recommendation, I would go through an SI for a pre-built system or go through their steps to build your own using the components that you want. Hopefully by this point you've done your research. You know what CPU you're needing, what GPU you're needing, and what kind of RAM configuration you're needing. And I hope you're looking a little bit ahead, because today you may be just playing games, but you may want to start streaming. You may want to start doing some video creation or something within the next year or so. You want to kind of look ahead and kind of get the components that you need to perform them tasks as well, not just what you need for today. Not unless you want to go in and start upgrading your system within the next 6 to 8 months, which that's alright too. That's totally your choice. But some of these pre-built systems that come from these system integrators, if you don't go in and actually watch what you're doing, there's some of them that they don't give you what's optimal for the system. They don't have the systems quite optimized. So that's what today's video is about. And we're going to also look at some of the more budget systems. I'm going to give you my opinion on that as well. So let's flip you over here and I'll show you why a lot of people are telling you to get your pre-built through an SI instead of building your own gaming computer today. Alright, here we go. We have some of the main system integrators pulled up. We have main gear pulled up. We have NZXT build. This one here is CyberPower PC. And we have Digital Storm pulled up. And we also have Redux pulled up here. These are pretty good deals, but while a lot of people are telling you to buy a pre-built instead of building your own right now, you look at the RTX 3060 Ti build for $1,700. Pretty good spec system. You got the RTX 3060 Ti, you got a Ryzen 5 5600X, you got dual channel 16 gig of RAM with 3600 megahertz, you got an NVMe for your boot drive and a 1 terabyte hard drive. Pretty good spec system for $1,700. $1,700 is quite a bit of money. If you look at the 3060 Ti on eBay, these are listings. It's already sold on eBay. And as you can tell, you're looking at $850. $850, 817, 820, 1300, 1050, 799. Yeah, so you're looking at $800 just for the graphics card that's in this machine that you're getting. So that's more than half the price of it. And the rest of them components, it would be close to the same value as if you buy them off the shelf. Over here at Redux over here, I broke down into Redux a little bit more. And right here, they got the 3060 Ti 8 gig for $743. Like I showed you, on eBay, you're paying $800 to $1,000, above $1,000 for the 3060 Ti. This is why a lot of people are saying to buy you a pre-built system through a system integrator instead of building your own computer. You can get a lot better deals on the GPUs right now. And the system integrator systems come with a warranty where a lot of these, the warranty that comes on these cards, even if they are brand new, the warranties ain't transferable. So keep that in mind. Then you can go on down through and they're all the system integrators are about the same on the prices. You can always drill down into them and see what they charge for each component. And a few things you need to watch out for when you're buying these pre-built systems. Like this one here is a pre-built streaming system from NZXT, streaming PC. Okay, $1,700. You got the Ryzen 5 5600X. Everybody knows the sweet spot for RAM speeds for the 5600X is 3200 megahertz speed, which they do have dual channel release, but they're only running a 3000 megahertz kit. So they're actually leaving quite a bit of performance on the table by not having that fast RAM in the system. That's something to keep in mind. And over here on CyberPower, I ran across this system right here. It's an i7 11700F. The F means it don't have integrated graphics, but there ain't no K on it. So your processor ain't overclockable, but still yet, even with the not having an overclockable CPU, they put it on a Z95 motherboard, which the only reason for going with the Z95 is to be able to overclock. Okay, so let's go in and customize that and see if we can get that price down from $1,655. We hit customize here. Let's go down to the motherboards here. Let's keep going. We gotta keep going. Way down. Okay, here we go. Motherboards. So we'll put it on a non-overclockable motherboard, right? Well, it says Z590, 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 Z590. They don't offer you a motherboard that ain't overclockable. That ain't a Z590. They don't have a B560 or something like that you could put it on. It would make more sense. So to make it optimal, you have to go up here to the CPUs, and to actually get the best benefit out of it, out of that Z590 motherboard, you'd have to get you an overclockable CPU. You have a choice. You go down here to 11600K, which is 6-core, 12-thread processor. Okay, and it's about $60 more because it is overclockable. Or your other one would be to go up a tier, which would be the 11700KF, which is overclockable. Still no integrated graphics, but that's hit or miss. But you'd have to add another $164 to be able to utilize everything that Z590 motherboard offers you. But if you're looking at just buying it as is, you're getting a locked chip that you can't overclock on an overclockable motherboard. That's just something else that you need to keep in mind, and something to keep an eye open for. And that's mainly for Intel chips, because all Ryzen chips is unlocked and all the Ryzen motherboards is unlocked for overclocking. But Intel's a little bit different on that front. Alright, and I found this one here kind of interesting. Digital Storm. You can build your 5600G using integrated graphics for about $600. There's a video on the channel. I'll put a link up in the corner for you if you'd like to go watch it. Okay, their little more budget system is $899. And you have the AMD Ryzen 5600G with using onboard graphics. 8 gig of DDR4 memory, a 240 gig SSD drive, a 2 terabyte 7200 RPM storage drive, premium air cooler, which I don't know what that means, and a Windows 10 operating system. And that's for $899. And of course it tells you the case, and it tells you all the components. And one thing I don't like about these guys, you click under here for more information, and they don't specify if it's a 2 gig stick and dual channel or a single stick. But it being just only 8 gigs, I'm going to say you only go on and get a single stick of RAM, which Ryzen benefits from dual channel and faster memory. But they don't really give you an idea of what you're going to what the RAM's going to be, if it's dual channel, if it's 3600 megahertz, 2133, or 3200 megahertz, or whatever it's going to be. You can build a better system than what they're offering for about $300 less than what they're selling this one for. That's something to keep in mind. If you have a $500 to $600 budget, I'd definitely recommend building your own 5600G. A lot of times you're going to be able to get better performance on your GPU and the CPU by spending $500 or $600 any other way. And like I showed you with that Digital Storm system, they want $900 and you can build a better system. My $600 system had dual channel 16 gigs of RAM at 3600 megahertz in it. The storage was a little bit less than mine. I had a 512 gig, but that was an NVMe boot drive. You could always throw in a 1 or 2 terabyte for, a spinning Rust drive for 40, 50 bucks. But if you're going to spend $500 to $600 and that's all you can spend on a gaming PC, then I would definitely consider building a 5600G system for yourself. And you can see that even these SI pre-builds, they're charging up to $900 for the same system that you can build. And that's something else you need to watch with these. A lot of times, if you're getting a dedicated GPU, you can get a better deal on that GPU. But some of the other pricing on some of the other ports may not add up too well. You may end up costing you a little bit extra money to get the system built for you, which they are out to make money, so they do have a little bit of a labor fee to them. It's usually $75 to $100 they usually charge for the labor and the warranty on it, which is understandable. They are a business, they are out to make money. But in an instance like that 5600G, you can do a lot better by building your own system. Talking about that $500 to $600 price point, which you can build a 5600G system for. Let's flip over here on Newegg or on Amazon and eBay and see what you can get for about $600 or so. Alright, here we go. You're looking at about $500 here for most of these, okay? You got the i7 4th gen, which is a lot older CPU, and it's running GT730. That's something to watch out for, is these graphics cards. The list is gaming computers, but a GT730 ain't going to do you much performance in gaming nowadays. This one here is an i7 4th gen, so it's an older one with this GT730. Your 5600G will definitely do a lot better in gaming. And you got a 6-core 12-thread processor on a newer platform than what these is offering you. This one right here, this is even a little bit worse. It goes back to 2nd gen Intel with the 2400 with DDR3 memory. But you know that's a dead platform. There's no place to upgrade. There's nowhere to go. And it still also got a GT 730 on it for $510. And again, here's a i5 4590, which is still an older processor running DDR3 memory. And it's got a 1030 2 gig. Your Ryzen 5 5600G will outcompete this or stand toe-to-toe with it out of the box settings without overclocking it. So this is some of the stuff to watch out for in these graphics cards that they put in these so-called gaming systems. Of course, a lot of these pre-builts like this, these Dells and stuff like that you see with the graphics card in it, they had to go with these graphics cards because that power supply can't handle much more of a graphics card out of it. But with what they're charging for these, you could definitely build your own 5600G, have an upgrade path, and you can get better gaming performance out of it. Okay, and it's pretty well the same story on Newegg. $500 to $600, you're looking at refurbished older PCs, 4770s, you know, they got a 1030 in them or a 760 or a RX 550 or something like that in them for graphics. Yeah, it's got a GT 1030 in it with an i7 from, what, 10 years ago? Being the 4770, you know, so definitely, if you're looking at the $500-600 price point, you definitely want to look at building your own 5600G system. If you're looking at eBay, thinking that maybe you'd be able to get a deal on eBay, there's a lot of people doing this right now. They're buying gaming computers off these SIs or off of Newegg or someplace. They're ripping off the video cards and reselling what's left of the system. You know, they're taking the video cards out, they're mining with them, they're reselling them for a profit, whatever the situation may be. Then they're turning around and reselling what's left of the system. So let's flip over here and we'll take a look at an example of that. Here we go on eBay. This is an Asus ROG gaming desktop i7 11700KF. The F on the end of that means it does not have integrated graphics. 16 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive, 512 gig SSD, no GPU. And these people sold 17 of them, there's still 5 available, so they bought 23 systems to do this with. 22 of them looks like. There's a couple problems with this. Like I mentioned, that is an FQ, so there's no integrated graphics. So if you buy this system and you get it home, you plug it in, it ain't going to work for number one, because it has to have a discrete graphics card because of that F on the end of that SKU. We don't have integrated graphics. Number two right here, it says 1 year warranty by manufacturer. Don't fall for that. They pulled that GPU out. So if you have a problem with this system and you contact Asus about it, they're going to pretty well laugh at you because it ain't in the configuration that they sold the product in. So, and if you're good enough to take a GPU out, who says you didn't mess with something else in the system, you ain't going to have a warranty on it. And I found a system that I think is what they ordered, was the Asus ROG 3080 gaming desktop for $2629. So they pulled that 3080 out of it, and now they're trying to sell the rest of it. They probably made a profit on just selling the 3080. Now they're trying to get rid of the rest of the components, just to make a little bit of extra side money on it. So that's something to watch out for on eBay. Here's a listing for $500, $600 gaming systems on eBay. A few of these I like to point out a few things with them that you need to watch out for. Here's another one for $550. It's got the GT 710 in it. Just like looking at the Amazon and the Newegg listings, they ain't worth it. You know, that's something that you really want to pay attention to, what GPU you're getting in these things. There's another one that's selling with the GTX 650. This one right here, they're building with the 4th gen Intel, which is old. It's running DDR3 memory. It's completely outdated, and they're selling for $557. Now, guys, and here's something else to keep the lookout for when buying off of eBay. This one here is using an FX 4300, which runs DDR3 memory, which is an old bulldozer processor, for $600. Here's another FX processor, 8350, which is way outdated and slow as can be, and they're still wanting $529 for it. These PCs ain't worth picking up. Anything that says FX in it, definitely you want to stay away from. Okay, here's one with a 1030 GT in it, $550. GPUs, it's a 1030. I'd definitely stay away from them. There's another one with a 1030 in it. There's one with a 1030 in it for $580. You know, anything like that you want to stay away from. And here's some of them with the RX 550 or GTX 650. Going for $600. But that's some of the stuff you really want to look out for, especially if you're looking on eBay. But I hope this video kind of helped you understand why people are saying to look at the pre-built scene more than looking at building your own computer right now. And it's all because of GPU prices. Like I say, you can get better deals on GPU by going through one of these system integrators or one of the pre-built systems through the system integrator than what you can buy on your own. Also, if you're buying cards off of eBay and places like that, AliExpress or whatnot, you're just feeding the problem. You know, you're showing these scalpers just to keep on going because they're still making a lot of profit off these cards. And you're just helping feed the profit. You're helping to feed the problem. They're going to keep going as long as they keep selling these cards. Some of the main points that you really want to look at when looking at these pre-built systems, especially if you're looking at an Intel system, make sure you're getting an unlocked SKU or a K chip if your motherboard supports overclocking. There ain't no sense in getting an overclocking motherboard if your CPU can't be overclocked. Also, watch the RAM configuration in a lot of these. Make sure you're getting the RAM amount of RAM that you need and the speed of RAM that matches your processor. Like I showed you in the ZXT build, the 73,000 megahertz RAM, when the 5600 really sees better benefits from a 3600 megahertz kit. Also, make sure you're getting dual channel and just not single channel RAM. When it comes to these more budget systems, if it's on Amazon, Newegg, eBay, you're looking at that $500–600 price point, I'd definitely recommend building your 5600G system over paying that. I showed you on Digital Storm with the 5600G running integrated graphics. They're charging you $900 for that. And it's also another thing to keep in mind when you're looking at these pre-builds. Even though you're getting the graphics card at a better price, make sure there ain't too much of a markup on the other components. If you go into customize on any of these websites, pretty much, you go into customize, they'll tell you what you're paying for each part or what the markup is, or markdown compared to what they're offering the pre-built system. So keep an eye on that as well. Like at Digital Storm at 5600G, you can save yourself quite a few $100s just by building it yourself. And I know not everybody likes building their own computers. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody's comfortable with it. You know, I'd take a little bit of time to learn how to do it if you did know how to do it. To be able to save $300 or $400, I think it's worth watching an hour video. And also, if you find one of these pre-built systems that you like the looks of and it'll fit your needs and everything like that, make sure you watch other YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTubers out there like Lions Tech Tips, Gamer Nexus, Toasty Bros, Darwin does tech stuff. You know, these guys actually get these PCs in and they tear them down. You know, they tell you what kind of power supplies come with them, what kind of motherboards come with them. So make sure if you find one of these systems that you're interested in buying, you do a little bit of research on the company and what kind of components they use in them systems. Because a lot of times that power supply and that motherboard is where they're going to cheap out the most, so they have the more of a markup. Quite a few of them I've seen in there, which I didn't point out, that you know they use a Great Wall power supply, which it's got an 80+ certification to it. Great Wall they're known for pre-built systems because they're a cheap power supply. If you didn't know, that 80+ certification used to mean something. Anymore it's getting awful watered down. But I won't get into that in this video. So just make sure if you find one of these pre-builds that you're interested in, you do some research on that company. Watch some of these other YouTubers that actually take these things apart and give you their honest opinion on them. That way you can verify that there's going to be dual channel RAM, you ain't getting some shoddy power supply, that the motherboard is, you know, it is a regular motherboard, it ain't some kind of proprietary thing, you know. And that's why I didn't go with the Dell and HPs and all that pre-built in this video. I don't even think you should be looking that way. Maybe that's a topic for another video we'll get into. If there's anything you think I should have put in this video that I didn't put in this video, leave in the comment section below. Maybe I'll revisit this topic. If you like this kind of content, go down and give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. There's that comment section below. I go through them every weekend here on my live stream, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the US on Saturday morning. Also, while you're down there, maybe hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. That way you're notified next time I put out a video. I go live here on YouTube. And there's also links in the description for Instagram and Twitter. I don't care your inbox, but I do put up photos of new stuff I have coming in, give you an idea of what's coming up on the channel. If there's any information about my live stream, if I got to change the date or time or I got to cancel this, where you also get that information. With all that being said, you all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.